Alright guys, welcome to Watch Symposium. I'm Austin and I'm in the city of Fukuoka, an area called Tenjin, if you Americanize it. And I'm here to take two of the watches that I got from my mother to be serviced. Now here I am, I'm just kind of letting you guys see the area I'm in. This is a park, and it's about 2:30 in the afternoon, so you have this nice fall light, which kind of reminds me of the light you get in the evening, sort of a tad golden. But what am I wearing? I'm actually wearing my grandfather's Timex. And let's talk about this watch. Well, it runs about a minute and a half fast a day, which is not bad considering it's been in a box for well over 30 years. But I still would like to have it serviced just because it needs a service. Now, it's sort of interesting because, this is not an expensive watch. I wouldn't go so far as to call this a shitter. I think a shitter, to me, a shitter is a watch, it's a bit of a poser's watch. It tries to be something it's not. And I think this is sort of like a Seiko in the sense that it's never meant to be anything but just sort of a working man's watch. I don't think it was an expensive watch in the day. I mean, it's a Timex, right? And it's not an expensive watch to get. I've seen something similar on eBay, and it was something like $20. So, service is probably going to cost about 30,000 yen, which is about $300, which is interesting because, well, interesting in the sense that it's a slightly a tough call. I mean, I'd never ever have this watch serviced or even mess around with it if it wasn't for the fact that it was my grandfather's. And again, it runs well now, but it's just, I just want to make sure it continues to run. And so, giving a service to sort of a cheap watch, it's a tough one, but I'm going to do it because of the importance of the particular watch. Now, as far as this watch goes, I think I can date it to about 1976, which is the exact year I was born. Definitely the 70s. So this watch is just about as old as I am. And the last two digits on the number at the bottom, 76. So I think that marks it as a 76 produced watch. And what can I say about it? Well, it's got a 70s look to it. And, it's not my style, that's for sure. But, as I've worn it this past couple days, it's grown on me. And I kind of like it. I like the white dial. The numerals, the font that the numerals use, just not my style. But, again, it's... I'm getting used to it. I kind of like it. And it's got a crystal, the plastic crystal, as you can see, is very marked up. Hopefully I have enough space here for some inserts. Date, which is cool. It's automatic. And, like I said, it's just a working man's watch. I mean, it's just a watch that I think my grandfather bought in the 70s, and I suspect I know why. I think the wedge field, which you'll see, stopped working, and I think this was sort of the watch that saw him through the remainder of his life. I'll explain about his life a little bit later, but I think this was the last watch he owned, and hence it still runs and runs well. A minute and a half a day. I think service will get it running better. The strap is a plastic strap. It's what can I say about the strap? I mean, the strap is pretty bad. It looks like leather. It looks like black leather, but it's not. And in fact, the stitching is fake as well. It's comfortable, and it's sort of meshes with water resistance. So, you know, if it was real water resistant, if the watch is supposed to be like water resistant, I think to 30 ATM, though, I wouldn't take it in the water now. And I think the watch strap sort of would keep up with it in that sense. You know, when I take it to have it serviced, it's interesting. Do I have the watch strap changed? And I think I'm going to. It's just, you know, yes, it was my grandfather's. I'll keep the watch strap, but I'd like to put it on something a little nicer. And as far as the crystal goes, do I have the crystal polished? For a while I was thinking, you know, there's so much history in that crystal, so much, you know, you can see the wear and you can tell he wore it for years. And to erase that history to make it look nice, it's a tough call, but I think I might take some pictures of the crystal as it was, which I've got some footage of it. And then, yeah, then have it, you know, polished. So that's the Timex. Now, I got to clear something up. You know, in one of my videos, I think it was the 6 reasons why Steinhardt and Squale are shitter video. One of the most controversial statements in that was, number 1, okay, you wouldn't want to inherit it, okay? Imagine your dad had a Steinhardt. It's just not something you'd really be looking forward to getting, okay? It's not something that really you'd want to inherit. Or I think I said something like, you wouldn't want to inherit one of those watches. And look, this is a Timex, and I am more than thrilled to inherit it. So I renounce myself for that statement, and I think I actually misspoke. I think what I was trying to say there is, or you'd want to pass down. Not that you wouldn't want to inherit this watch, but that you wouldn't want to leave it to somebody. You wouldn't probably think it's worth leaving to somebody. And so I think what I meant to say in that video was, you probably wouldn't will it to somebody. You wouldn't want to will it to somebody. I mean, you want to will a watch that is something nice, something they're going to want to take care of. And you know, this is not one of those watches, but I like it anyway. So what would my grandfather say if he knew I was going to pay $300 to service it just because it says watch?
That piece of shit? Are you out of your fucking mind? What the fuck are you on? I mean,
you'd probably think it was silly, right? But hopefully you'd be honored. So, all right. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Take care.
Fucking grow a set.